Okay, this is the function part of this practice test, and these first three questions are, it's really standard. You just got to learn how to do it. You can pick up these marks pretty easy. It says sketch the following functions on separate graphs, include the intercepts, asymptotes, and lines of symmetry where applicable. Ooh, it's a good thing I read that because I left something out here I can see on this one. Anyways, let's start with this line. Y equals 3x minus 3. Well, this you have to know is a straight line. And the y-intercept, what you do is to find a y-intercept, you make x 0. So you go 3 times 0 is 0. Well, y equals minus 3. That's where it hits the y line. You put a dot there. I cheated and got a computer to graph this, but you just put a dot there. And now finding the y-intercept's a little bit harder. Or the x-intercept's a little bit harder, you let y equal 0, and then you solve that equation. Y is 0 and equals 3x minus 3. We add 3, then divide by 3. Well, x is 1. Just connect those points. You should put a little arrow on the end of your line. Make sure you label the x and y axis, and you should put y equals 3x minus 3 right there. Put it right there and label the line. Well, here's the parabola one. When you see this x squared, you have to know it's a parabola. When you see a minus in front, you should know that the shape is negative. It's an upside down parabola like this. Now, if you let x equal 0, 0 times 0, that's 0. Y equals 9. There's the y-intercept. It's the turning point of the parabola as well. A little bit trickier to let y equal 0 to find the x-intercepts. Well, let y equal 0. It's minus x squared plus 9. I don't like dealing with negative x squared, so I multiply 0 by negative 1. Negative by negative turns it into a positive. A positive by a negative turns it into minus 9. Both sides of the equation by minus 1. This is the better way of doing this in a way because it's the intercept form, where you can look at the intercepts when it's in these brackets. And later on, you're going to do questions that are harder. It's kind of good to learn how to do this factoring thing. So you know that x times x is x squared, and minus 3 times plus 3 gives you minus 9. There are two things that will make this 0. X is 3, and x is minus 3. And those are the two x-intercepts. You just connect them, put a little arrow down there in the bottom of the function, and there's your parabola. Make sure you label the axes. But hey, I read the instructions. The first time I didn't read so careful, and I missed something. They said a parabola has something special. It's got an axis of symmetry. So all you have to do, you don't have to put in a special red line. You should just go to the y-axis and write maybe an A/axis of symmetry, like that, A/S. Then it shows that I know the axis of symmetry is the y-axis. Okay. It said, yeah, lines of symmetry. There. Good to read the instructions. And this is an exponential equation with a power, where x is a power. But we do everything exactly the same way. Like, let's try and figure out the y-intercept. So we put 0 in there. 2 to the 0 is 1. You can type that in your calculator. 2 to the 0 is 1. Minus 2 gives you negative 1 for the y-intercept. If you let y equal 0 and then have 2x minus 2, you add 2. Well, 2 to the 1, 2 to the x, 2 to the 1 equals 2 to the x. X must be 1. Well, there's the x-intercept. But there's a special thing for exponential equations. They have a thing called an asymptote, where the function gets closer and closer, but it never touches it. And it's always y equals minus 2. It's a line. The equation of a line, y equals minus 2. That's the asymptote of the exponential equation. It's kind of the airport that it takes off from. Well, it actually never lands. It never hits that asymptote. Well, there's the first three function questions.